What up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your guy, Something. Hit the keys. Here today with my top 20 free plugins. Make sure if you guys do like this content though, you drop a whole elbow on that like button, hit subscribe and that notification bell so every time we bring you guys a new video, you can be the first to see. But with no further delay, let's get right into these freebies, baby. Some, hit the key. All right, guys, so I'm gonna break this video down in two separate parts for you guys today. I'm gonna do instruments first, and then I'm gonna do effects second. So I have 6 instruments and I have 14 different effects. The first instrument I have for you guys today is the greatest free synth that's ever been created, and it's called Vital. So when you take a look at Vital, it looks like this. It is a spectral warping wavetable synth. It's got 3 different oscillators, a sound level. It's got different envelopes. It's got different LFOs, all this other stuff. It also has effects on deck, as you can see here, from reverb to EQ to filter, so on and so forth. It also has a mod matrix over here too. It's a pretty solid little synth. As you see here, you can easily assign envelopes to wherever you want to. So it highlights everything that you can put the envelope on. The same with your LFOs. I have one of the presets loaded up. It sounds like this. Now we can easily change that sound up by adding different oscillators. So I'm gonna push play and I'm just gonna turn on the different oscillators and the noise down here. So just like that, it's very easy to switch up your sound. I definitely recommend this one. The second free plugin that I have for you guys today comes from Roland, and it's called Concerto. So in order to get Concerto, you do have to download the Roland Cloud Manager. And then what you're going to do is once you do that, you're going to come over here to software, and then you're going to come to discontinued. It's only discontinued because this used to be paid in the Roland Cloud Manager. So you used to have to pay for this, but now it's free. You get all these libraries if you want to, so you can download all these libraries. They all have like 50 to 100 different presets in them and so on and so forth. So let's go ahead and take a look at it in FL Studio. So as you guys can see, I've got Concerto loaded up in FL Studio. I'm currently using Terra Piano. Terra Piano is one of my favorite like stage/concert pianos, but it sounds like this. Now with this, it's very easy to load another instrument. Boom, just select instrument, click on whatever it is that you have downloaded. I have this Anthology Orchestra as well. And as you see here, if I come into here, these are all the presets just in this one library. So most of those libraries are going to be like this. There's going to be a whole bunch of stuff for you to download. I definitely recommend checking this one out. The next 3 free instruments I have for you guys are Kontakt Player, Decent Sampler, and Spitfire Audio Labs. So when you take a look at Kontakt, it is going to look like this. The Kontakt 7 player is currently free. I just have the 6 loaded up. But you can get a bunch of different libraries for Kontakt. There's thousands of free libraries out there. You just got to find them. So I have this Foundations pulled up by Heaviosity. It's a very nice sounding nylon guitar. It sounds like this. And Heaviosity also does have a bunch of free libraries for Kontakt. I definitely recommend getting a Kontakt 7 player. And then just like Kontakt, Decent Sampler has at least 1,000 different free libraries that you can get off a piano book. I'll leave that link below. So as we take a look here at Decent Sampler, it looks like this. This is my favorite saxophone sound of all the VSTs of all the plugins. And it sounds like this. So again, with Decent Sampler, there is a lot of sample libraries made by the community, people like Venus Theory, so on and so forth. Very solid sample library. And then when talking about sample libraries, we can't forget about Spitfire Audio Labs. BBC Orchestra might be the best free orchestra out there. And then we also have all kinds of different sounds like this Uline Pipes. Sounds very nice. Let's check it out. So some good sounding pipes, but they also have soft piano, which is a great piano, guitars, bells, whatever it is that you're looking for, strings. You can find whatever it is that you're looking for with Labs. Just download the manager and then boom, get whatever you need. The last free instrument I have for you guys today comes from IK Multimedia. It's called Moto Bass 2. So when you take a look at Moto Bass 2, it is going to look like this. With this, you're only going to get one of the guitars, but you get so much with this. You're going to get different kind of play styles. So you can finger, you can pick, or you can slap. You can mess with the strokes. You can do a whole bunch of stuff. You can mess with your strings, whether it's fretted, it's unfretted. You can mess with the electronics in the guitar. And then they also give you patterns. So you get different patterns or different play styles they'll give you. So I'll play one. You know what I'm saying? So you get different play styles, or obviously you can MIDI the notes in, or you can play the notes on your MIDI board or your keyboard or whatever it is that you're using. All right, guys, so now it's time to talk about some effects. So the first few effects that I want to talk about are Cymatics Origin, Valhalla Supermassive, Crumble, Delay, and Gate Lab. So as we take a look over here, Origin is basically a lo-fi effect that basically you can add noise, you can add saturation, you can add some chorus, and you can add some movement, and it's got a filter on there. So basically the piano sounded like this before I threw Origin on there. But once we threw Origin on there, we got it to sound like this. So what's cool about this too is you get different noises. So you get like cassette, vinyl, reel to reel, all that good stuff. And then you also get like chorus and movement. But let's go ahead and check out some of this stuff. So again, that's pretty cool. You get warble, saturation, chorus, all that good stuff. Next up, we have Valhalla Supermassive. So I'm just going to keep building on this chain. So this is what Valhalla Supermassive sounds like. It's a very solid reverb / echo effect. It sounds like this. So then you just get a bunch of control over everything. You can mess with this warp. You can mess with this delay, with the mix, the width, and everything like that to widen out the sound. So we're going to turn this mix down just a little bit. But this is just a very solid reverb. In my opinion, this is the best reverb out there. And there is a ton of factory presets in this one. Next up, this might surprise a lot of people, but this plugin is called Crumble. This delay is super fire because it does a bunch of stuff. You can get reverse in this. You can pitch up and down. So you kind of formats the sound and stuff like that. You get different kind of reverb or delays, but let me show you guys. So you can hear it's adding that little bit of distortion in there or saturation. What's cool about this is that this UI freaks out the more you mess with this stuff. So as you can see there, you can get all kinds of crazy tones and noises. It's very good on vocals too, because like it formats the voice and gives you just a little bit more. Next after that, we have another delay plugin. I know you're like, why do we need 2 delay plugins? Because they're both fire. So this next one is called Delay. Again, I'm gonna go ahead and play this piano. This is what the piano sounded like without the delay on there. All right, so now once we throw this delay on there, we got it to sound like this. So what makes this delay so special is all of the control that you get, and you do get this tape, you do get this distortion, you get diffusion, you get a bunch of different stuff up here. With this, they do have some good presets as well, but you can do a whole lot with this. It's got duck-in features on here as well. You can just do a lot with this delay. I would definitely recommend checking it out. And then the last thing I have in this group of plugins is Gate Lab. Gate Lab is a very solid gating effect. So basically with Gate Lab, you get to draw your patterns in. So you can draw whatever pattern it is that you want. You have right, you have left. So you can make it gate from right to left, which is pretty cool. So we'll go ahead and listen to this. And what's cool about this too as well is like you can do stuff like right here. You can barely see the button, but you can go up to triplets. And so you can basically split up that gate and you can make it stutter. So watch, it's gonna stutter when it gets right here. You know what I'm saying? So it's a very solid effect. With this tool, you have this thing right here to where you can make it change every time it goes around. So watch this. So it randomly changes and gives you different gates. You can obviously go back if you don't like that. And then this button right here randomizes everything. So boom, you get new different gates. The next 3 free plugins that I have for you guys today are Wave Studio Rack, Finisher Micro, and Expander. So when you open up Studio Rack, it's going to look like this. What makes this very solid is that you can do like multi-band splits where you can split it into 4 different bands and you can basically throw up to like 47 different effects on just one sound if you wanted to. Might be CPU intensive, might not be, but what is cool is just that you don't have to have the effect on every band. It could be on your lows, or it could be on your mids, it could be on your highs, it can give you different sounds. So this is what the piano sounded like without this preset I have here for Studio Rack. All right, so now let's go ahead and turn Studio Rack on and hear what it sounds like. And there's a few different presets. I actually created a bunch of presets for these, so I'll leave them down below. They're all free, but you know, just different kind of sound and stuff. So here's another one. So some of the different presets are going to sound different on different things. So it's a pretty solid little free plugin. And up next, we got an oldie but a goodie. It's called Finisher Micro by UJam. So this is just basically a single effect, but it has a bunch of different effects. You can only use one at a time. It has one knob to just dial the sound in. This is what it sounds like on that guitar. So you can hear it adding all that to the guitar, but you can change it to different presets. So let's go ahead and go to a different one. We'll go to the Space Grinder. But it has a bunch of different effects in here, everything from vibrato to distortion to rotary, all that stuff. So this is a very solid little effect if you just want to throw something on there real quick, you know, to get the job done. And then following that, we have Expander. So Expander is a widening plugin, but it has unison. It can enhance your sound. It can add width. It can add some chorus effect and stuff like that as well. So again, this is what the guitar sounded like without the Expander on there. Now, once we throw Expander on there, listen, it's going to widen that sound out for us. And what's cool is we can mess with the modulation on this as well. So, you know, we'll have the mod speed about right there and we'll just turn up the size mod and you'll see it's going to start messing with the size over here. So as you can hear there, it's detuning it for us. You also have other controls like unison over here. And then you have an enhancer over here. So this is a very solid widening plugin because it does more than just widen the sound. The next plugin I have for you guys today is also a very solid plugin. I use this on every single vocal mix that I make. It's called Fresh Air. So when you take a look at Fresh Air right here, basically this is just going to add a little bit of air and some crispiness to your vocals. So I have a vocal playing right now. I'll go ahead and play it. Don't say that you don't know. Now I'm just going to push play and turn this up a little bit. Now you don't want to destroy your sound. Normally I just add a little bit. I only add in about 11 at the most, and then maybe about 5 or 6 over here. But if you do add too much of this, it's going to give it a nasty high-end sound that you don't want. But I'll go ahead and turn it up so you can hear. Don't say that you don't know. We can do, we can do, we can do. Ha, ha, ha. Don't say that you don't know. We can do, we can do, we can do. Ha, ha, ha. So you can hear there clear as day. It's just adding a little bit of extra high end to the vocals to make them stand out a little bit better. So typically what I use this on is like a bus or like an insert. So I normally route my vocals to an insert, and then I put this on that insert to give it just a little bit of crispiness that it needs. But you can also use this on instruments or anything like that to brighten them up too. So you guys probably didn't think I was gonna give you anything for the drums, huh? Wrong. You were wrong. So the next plugin I have for you guys today is called Cashmere Essential Kicks. So when we take a look at Cashmere Essential Kicks, basically this is a very good transient shaper for your drums. So again, this is something that I send all my drums to an insert, and then I put this on the insert, and this kind of glues all the drums together and kind of pushes them a little bit more. So this is what the drums sounded like without the essential kicks on there. All right, so now I'm gonna let you hear what it sounds like with the essential kicks on there, but I'm gonna turn the essential kicks on while it's playing. So you can see it gave it a lot more oomph. You got a whole bunch of controls, so you can control the lower frequencies, you can control the mid, you can control the highs, you can control your transients right here. It gives you some tape, so you get a little bit of saturation over here. This is two different kinds of compression, and then you get width as well. So we'll just kind of mess with the controls just a little bit so you can hear. So you can hear there in the sub area, it added more body to the kick. So if you're listening there, you can see that it's adding a lot to the hi-hats, it's adding a lot to the snare, it's just making it stand out a little bit more in the mix. Then you have this tape down here. And you can hear that drove it a little bit more and added some saturation. You have compression and width and all this stuff over here. I'll allow you guys to play with this on your own time, but this is a very solid transient shaper because it gives you a lot of different controls to mess with. Up next, I got 3 more effects for you guys today. They're called Ozone Imager 10. I got Hornet Magnus Light and BX Master Desk Classic. Let's look at them. And then with Ozone Imager 10, this actually lets you widen your sound as well. But this allows you to widen your sound in each band. So you have your low, your low mid, your mid high, and then you have your high. And it allows you to use these controls over here to add more. You can widthen it out like this, or you can make it more mono like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and push play and show you guys, and then look right here. This is the polar sample, and you can see the width here. I'm just gonna turn these up and you'll see the width change. You can see it as well as you can hear it. And what's cool about this is you can move the bands over as you want. You can take bands out if you want. And there's a bunch of different presets in here as well. This is definitely probably the best imager you're going to find out there that's free. And next I want to talk about Hornet Magnus Light. This is a newer plugin, but this thing is the best soft clipper out there. Let's take a look at it. So when you look at Hornet Magnus Light, it looks like this. It's got a clipper. It also has a limiter on there. And it allows you to boost the signal, add a little bit of gain and a little bit of saturation at the same time. So let's go ahead and listen to what the beat sounded like without Hornet Magnus on there. It sounded like this. And I'm going to turn it on as it's playing so you can hear the difference as it's playing. So this is pretty solid because not only is it a soft clipper, but it adds gain as well. And it has a limiter over there too. So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to push it to the limits. So this isn't what I would normally do, but I just want to let you guys see it's not going to clip over here. So you'll be able to tell if it clips, if it goes over the 0 over here. But I'm just going to turn this up so you can hear it. It can make it really crunchy. So you can put this just on a drum bus. You can use this on an instrument bus. You can use this on the master track if you want to. You can put it wherever you want to, but it sounds like this. So that's nice. And then you have gain and release over here. So I'm just going to mess with these real quick. So as you can see, you can do a whole lot with this. It's not just your typical soft clipper that you just throw on there and then it limits everything. You can put this on there to limit everything, and then you can use it to boost the sound of everything else as well. This next plugin I've talked about a lot on the channel. It's called BX Master Desk Classic. This is basically a quick mastering tool. So this isn't what I use to master my tracks, but if I was beginning, I would check this out because it's just has a few dials. It's really easy to control, and you can get a nice master with this. So basically, again, this is what the beat sounded like. I'm gonna have the beat on, and then I'm going to turn on the BX Master Desk so you can hear the difference. So what's cool about this as well is right here, it has this dynamic range area. So it lets you know if it's here in the red, you need to work on your mix a little bit better, or maybe the dials to get the master a little better. And then over here, if you go too far over here, then obviously the same. If you're in the green, you're good to go. And so you have volume, you have output trim, you have this stereo enhancer. So it enhances your stereo signal, so it widens it out. Up here, you kind of have like saturation. And then you have tone, you have compression, and a foundation over here. So we'll mess with just a few of the controls so you can hear the difference. There's also a couple of different compression styles, so you can go soft or you can go hard on the compression. Then you can mess with the tone as well. This is a very good mastering tool for somebody who is new, or really if you're old, you know what I'm saying, you just want to throw something on a beat real quick, I would recommend using this. And the next free plugin that I have for you guys today is an absolute gem as well. I don't have it downloaded anymore. I know y'all probably gonna roast me for that. I just didn't have the space on my computer, but it's called Tone X by IK Multimedia. So when you take a look over here at Tone X, basically Tone X models a bunch of different amps. So if you get the Tone X CS version, it's free. And then there is a huge community of guitar players that have sent up their emulations and sent up all their models of their amps and all their stuff, all their cabinets and all that other stuff, their effects. So yes, you may not get all of what IK Multimedia is offering because you have to pay for all their models, but there is a huge community of players who will give you their real models of their amps and their pedals and all that other stuff. The only reason I don't necessarily use this all the time is because I have a guitar rig, so you know, it is what it is. If I didn't have guitar rig though, I would use this 24/7. It's very fire. You can definitely find some great sounds, some great effects, some great stuff in the community. Very good plugin. So that's what I got for you guys today. My top 20 free plugins. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Let me know what your favorite 5 free plugins are, and let me know what I missed today. Make sure if you guys do like this content though, you drop a whole elbow on that like button, hit subscribe and that notification bell so every time we bring you guys a new video, you can be the first to see. Appreciate you guys' time as always, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Some, hit the key.